Let's go to John in Jersey.
Oh, no.
John.
Yo.
Hi, What's up, John?
Hey, Dan, I wanted to see what you thought about that douchebag Olbermann getting fired. And one other thing, I was on checking out the weather this morning on weather.com, and they had a video on there of these cool little young sweethearts doing snow angels in bikinis.
Wait, did he get fired, though, or just walk because of his contract? I don't know if he got fired.
I think there's a lot more going on with that Olbermann story than they're letting out. He obviously, MSNBC gets shite numbers. Their numbers stink. You compare them to Fox, even CNN, they are at the bottom of the barrel. Olbermann was one show that was less shitty as far as ratings go than all their other shows.
But way behind the competition.
Way behind. Way behind.
I mean, I'm not an O'Reilly fan. I'm not an Olbermann fan either, by the way. Who do I hate more, O'Reilly or Olbermann?
Olbermann.
I think I would have to go Olbermann.
Olbermann.
And I should agree with some of his shit, and I just don't like the fucking guy at all. He comes across like a fucking douchebag. And I think the story goes he wanted more money.
Right.
That's what I think he's telling people. And the company's like, we're not giving you more money. Your ratings suck.
And they do. Although he gets a million people.
He was making $7 million a fucking year.
He made $7 million a year?
Yeah, for that. Can you believe that?
Wow, was he overpaid?
Yes.
Dude, exactly. $7 million a year?
$7 million.
And then the rumor is Comcast, not a rumor, that did happen. There was a little takeover by Comcast of NBC, right?
Now that seems to be what a lot of people are talking about.
And the main Comcast guy's pretty big Republican.
And he's tired of this fucking station that's just not making money and sucks in the ratings. So they think that MSNBC, you might start seeing this little turn a little more to the right.
Right.
And Olbermann had to be the poster boy for get the fuck out of here.
No, our old producer Stuntbrain was following this very closely. I was reading his tweets over the weekend, and he blogged about it.
I was reading his tweets too. Couldn't get to sleep, and I just I would read them and nod right off. It's Ambien.
And he said that Olbermann gave up at least a month ago. He was watching and realized that he was like kind of softballing his show about a month ago because he knew the end was near.
Well, he had that controversy about his political donations. He was suspended for a couple of days. When he came back, he apologized to his fans, but never apologized or said anything as far as the channel goes.
Right.
Maybe an apology. Don't want to compromise the integrity of the MSNBC, whatever. He never said any of that. So obviously, him and his bosses have been at odds. Mm-hmm. And I think it just came down to him wanting more money, them saying fuck you, and him saying, all right, I'm leaving. I think you're going to see him turn up on CNN, I think.
You think CNN will grab him?
I think CNN will grab him. A lot of the liberal news channels, which is pretty much all of them except Fox, they do have this back and forth thing that goes on a lot. So,
well, here's Olbermann from Friday night. This came out of nowhere. No one saw this coming as far as it happening on Friday.
Even the people he works with, I heard.
Yeah.
I think the same fantasy has popped into the head of everybody in my business who has ever been told what I've been told, that this is going to be the last edition of your show.
Oh.
You go direct.
By the way, and I really don't like this guy, but he did make me laugh. It's coming up. Because he talks about how in broadcasting you just don't get to say goodbye.
Yeah.
And you got to hear what he said when he was signing off at ESPN. I kind of liked him when he was at ESPN, when he wasn't talking all this political shit. All right, I interrupted, but you'll hear it.
Last edition of your show. You go directly to the scene from the movie Network, complete with the pajamas and the raincoat. And you go off on an existential, otherworldly, verbal journey of unutterable profundity and vision. You damn the impediments and you insist upon the insurrections, and then you emit Peter Finch's guttural, resonant "so." And you implore, you will the viewer to go to the window, open it, stick out his head, and yell. Well, you know the rest.
That's so true.
Yeah.
We all want to do that. When you realize it's your last show, you just want to have a fucking major scene happen.
Meltdown moment.
And you want to think your fans are going to be there for you. They're going to rally and fucking burn cars and turn them over. And you realize, no, you're just
another guy.
You're kind of left alone for the most part.
Just another guy filling people's time. Yeah.
Oh. Well, you know the rest. In the mundane world of television goodbyes, reality is laughably uncooperative. When I resigned from ESPN 13 and a half years ago, I was literally given 30 seconds to say goodbye at the very end of my last edition of SportsCenter. As God is my witness, in the commercial break just before the emotional moment, the producer got into my earpiece and he said, can you cut it down to 15 seconds so we can get in this tennis result from Stuttgart?
That's kind of funny.
So I'm grateful that I have a little more time to sign off here. Regardless, this is the last edition of Countdown. It is just under 8 years since I returned to MSNBC. I was supposed to fill in for the late Jerry Nachman for exactly 3 days. 49 days later, there was a 4-year contract for me to return to this nightly 8 p.m. time slot, which I had fled 4 years earlier. The show gradually established its position as anti-establishment, from the stagecraft of Mission Accomplished to the exaggerated rescue of Jessica Lynch in Iraq to the death of Pat Tillman to Hurricane Katrina to the nexus of politics and terror to the first special comment. The program grew and grew thanks entirely to your support, with great rewards for me and I hope for you too. There were many occasions, particularly in the last 2.5 years, where all that surrounded the show, but never the show itself, was just too much for me. But your support and loyalty, and if I may use the word insistence, ultimately required that I keep going. My gratitude to you is boundless, and if you think I've done any good here, imagine how it looked from this end as you donated $2 million to the National Association of Free Clinics, and my dying father watched from his hospital bed, transcendentally comforted that his struggles were inspiring such overwhelming good for people he and I and you would never meet, but would always know. This may be the only television program wherein the host was much more in awe of the audience than vice versa. You will always be in my heart for that.
Douche chili, right?
This is such pompous.
He's such a fucking idiot. He's always trying to have that moment where you go, there's Keith. There's something else about that guy.
That's it.
I just hate him. I shouldn't hate him. Like his speech, he's saying goodbye. You're supposed to be eloquent when you're saying goodbye. Right. You're not supposed to say peace. I'm out of here. But I just don't like the guy.
It makes as much sense.
You will always be in my heart for that, and for the donations to the Cranick family in Tennessee and these victims of governmental heartlessness in Arizona, to say nothing of every letter and email and tweet and wave and handshake and online petition. Time ebbs here, and I want to close with one more Thurber story. It is still Friday. So let me thank my gifted staff here and just a few of the many people here who fought with me and for me. Eric Sorensen, Phil Alonji, Neil Shapiro, Michael Weissman, the late David Bloom, John Palmer, Alana Russo, Monica Novotny, my dear friends Rachel Maddow and Bob Costas, and my greatest protector and most indefatigable cheerleader, the late Tim Russert.
So, then he read a story. Do you want the story?
What story?
Stories
about aliens.
The one thing I'll say is they replace him with just a who gives a shit personality, and so it's MSNBC gets more blander.
Yeah,
more blander. Yeah. So I don't like the guy, but at least he got your blood pumping.
Yeah.
And now they replace him with Lori. What's her fucking name? I don't even remember her name already.
Not Rachel Maddow. No, she's
no. Rachel Maddow's got her.
Rachel's
show
the big rock star.
They brought in
over there
some
now.
other guy.
No, it's going to be a chick. It's going to be a girl. It's going to be a woman.
They brought in that.
Why don't they have liberals and conservatives on the same station? Like, why doesn't Fox have any liberals? Why don't the news? Why all we do is accuse them of being biased? Why don't you just mix up your pundits?
That's not the news anymore. It's just entertainment.
Yeah, right.
They turned it into entertainment, but a lot of people are slow to pick up on that still. They think they're actually watching the news. No, you're watching the news skewed for entertainment. Newsertainment.
What's called?
What's her name? They moved her up, it's just going to be a very bland show.
I could have sworn it was some guy.
No, man. I forgot her fucking name. Look down. Someone will help you out there, Ant.
Yeah, I'm looking. No one knows because no one watches the fucking...
O'Donnell? Laura...
I thought that was a guy. O'Donnell.
Laura O'Donnell, right?
I thought it was a guy, O'Donnell. I swear, I have no clue.
Here's Keith Olbermann reading the story, and then we'll find out who's replacing him.
And now let me finish by turning again to this ritual of reading Thurber stories to you. I read these to my late father in the...
I think there might be a hidden meaning in the story he's about to read.
Oh, is there?
Because this is the last thing he said on MSNBC.
Heavy-handed bullshit.
Hospital last winter, and then to you at his specific suggestion. It is from Fables for Our Time and Modern Poems Illustrated, published first in 1940 when they taught those. They taught these kind of things, the Aesop's fables, much more than they do now. This one is called The Scotty Who Knew Too Much by James Thurber. Several summers ago, there was a Scotty who went to the country for a visit. He decided that all the farm dogs were cowards because they were afraid of a certain animal that had a white stripe down its back. "You're a pussycat and I can lick you," the Scotty said to the farm dog who lived in the house where the Scotty was visiting.
I can
lick the little animal with the white stripe, too. Show him to me.
The skunk?
It's Lawrence O'Donnell, you're right.
It is Lawrence O'Donnell, okay. I think Rosie O'Donnell.
That guy's a bore, though, man. He really is a bore.
Well, it's the perfect guy to replace Olbermann, then.
Olbermann wasn't a bore. He just got under your fucking skin and got your blood boiling.
I don't even hate him for his opinions. I really don't. He's just liberal. I hate him because he
was never a bore. I'll be honest with you.
He's supposed to be this big pit bull, and he waited for his bosses to fire Imus, and then he went on and fucking lapped Jesse Jackson's asshole. I'll always hate him for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Reverend, I put it to you.
Do you?
Pussycat, and I can lick you, the Scotty said to the farm dog who lived in the house where the Scotty was visiting. I can lick the little animal with the white stripe, too. Show him to me. Don't you want to ask any questions about him? Said the farm dog. Nah, said the Scotty. You ask the questions. So the farm dog took the Scotty into the woods and showed him the white striped animal, and the Scotty closed in on him, growling and slashing. It was all over in a moment, and the Scotty lay on his back. When he came to, the farm dog said, "What happened?" "He threw vitriol," said the Scotty, "but he never laid a glove on me." A few days later, the farm dog told the Scotty there was another animal all the farm dogs were afraid of. "Lead me to him," said the Scotty. "I can lick anything that doesn't wear horseshoes." "Don't you want to ask any questions about him?" said the farm dog. "No," said the Scotty. "Just show me where he hangs out." So the farm dog led him to a place in the woods and pointed out the little animal when he came along. "A clown," said the Scotty. "A pushover." And he closed in, leading with his left and exhibiting some mighty fancy footwork. In less than a second, the Scotty was flat on his back, and when he woke up, the farm dog was pulling quills out of him.
Oh, boy.
"What happened?" said the farm dog. "He pulled a knife on me," said the Scotty. "But at least I've learned how you fight up here in the country, and now I'm going to beat you up." So he closed in on the farm dog, holding his nose with one front paw to ward off the vitriol, and covering his eyes with the other front paw to keep out the knives.
Oh, boy.
The Scotty couldn't see his opponent, and he couldn't smell his opponent, and he was so badly beaten that he had to be taken back to the city and put in a nursing home. Moral? It is better to ask some of the questions than to know all the answers. The Scotty Who Knew Too Much by James Thurber. Chris Hayes filling in for Rachel Maddow.
Is he trying to say he's Scotty?
Is he the...
No, he should be the shit the skunk fired. That's what he's saying.
He's the vitriol.
Yeah, I'm gunk.
Which one is he? Is he Scotty or the other? What is he? Is he the animal with the white stripe? I'm confused.
No, he's the guy that knows to ask questions.
Because no one else asks questions. Here's the Aesop was a twat, and I'm tired of his fucking Aesop and his shitty stories.
Aesop.
I never liked Aesop because
how can you?
Because you had to figure the shit out yourself. Why don't you tell me what you're trying to say?
Exactly. The moral of the story: what? 2 loads are better than 1 in a girl's face. That's the moral of the story I want to read. Getting your ass fingered feels great. That's the moral of the story.
Make it obvious. What are you trying to say?
And the Scotty got his balls licked and a finger in his ass. The moral of the story? Wow, you come harder with a finger in your ass.
Aesop was a twat.
I despise Aesop. Cunt face.
The Scotty Who Knew Too Much by James Thurber.
James Thurber sucks.
Chris Hayes filling in for Rachel Maddow on The Rachel Maddow Show is next. Again, all of my greatest thanks. Widen the shot out just a little bit so we can do one of these last time.
Leave.
Thank you, Brian. Good night and good luck.
What did he do?
He's too happy to leave, so I think he got what he wanted. I think he didn't want to be there anymore.
Well, for $7 million?
Figure what the fuck, I'll ask for more money, and
it's like $10 million. And they went, take a hike.
Yeah, see you later. So,
well, good riddance. I never liked him.
Not a big reaction to this.
No one cares.
A little bit here, a little bit there.
The day, or like not even the day, the moment it happened, everyone's like, bah, 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 bah.
He's not even smart enough to have his last show on a Thursday or a Monday. Everyone in media knows you don't do anything crazy on a Friday because no one reads the papers on the weekends or checks their internet as much on the weekend. So you usually try to wait and hit that news on a Thursday or a Monday. A lot of media companies, if there's something really bad going on, they will push it and get it out there on a Friday,
right?
Knowing that it won't be as covered as much.
Any news on Reg and why he
Regis
decided to
Regis is not retiring because he's too old.
Really?
It was over money.
Really?
He said fuck you, yeah, which is crazy because I think he's 80. And he fired his agent.
Wow.
Regis Philbin quitting live because of money fight. And Kelly Ripa was stunned by the announcement. She didn't see that one coming. Yeah, it has nothing to do with him wanting to retire. He's like, fuck you, I deserve more money, I'm out of here.
He's fucking how old?
I think he's 79, 80.
How much is he making?
Yeah,
who the fuck's going to pick him up? Someone else is going to pick him up and go against the live Regis and whoever the fucking broad is show?
The hell?
What's he doing?
TD bag commercials not bringing in enough money. What does he have, a gambling problem?
I don't know.
What is going on?
What is he doing? He's not going to go anywhere else at that age. Who's going to pick him up?
No.
Maybe they will, I guess, but
I could be as big as Joey Bishop.
He's fucking 80.
Exactly.
How much more money does he need?
Yeah. No.
So,
dumb.
Yeah, but it wasn't because he wanted to retire. It was a money issue. He said, fuck you guys.
Some move. Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, we all know Keith Olbermann will be back. That's why people like tweeting all excited and stuff all weekend long. I'm like, why are you excited? The guy will be back doing something pretty much high profile.
Maybe he'll do a podcast.
I'll probably sign here at SiriusXM for 3 days a week for $10 million a year.
You know, I never even thought of that. Yeah,
because he's never really. I don't think he's done a lot of radio, so he's perfect for this place.
Perfect.
A name that hasn't done radio. He should get $10 million a year.
They'll
easily.
all be patting each other on the back down the hall. You know who we just got?
Right.
Olbermann, don't say anything. We're going to put out a press release. We're going to do a big thing.
Right.
And he's going to be in the building. He's going to be in the building today.
I got a text, by the way, from Roland. Regis got paid $20 million a year.
And he left. $20 million isn't good enough for an 80-year-old man.
What the fuck is he doing?
I think we all should make more money, meaning everyone listening to this fucking voice right now. But still, when you hit 80 years old and you're making $20 million a year, what's your problem? Holy shit.
And he's not particularly doing anything great. He's just palatable and likable. He's a friendly old man.
And he's like a gimmick, you know. You got the old bumbling guy. That's what he is.
Right.
Doesn't know much about what's going on today, and people seem to find that endearing. Kelly didn't know?
I guess not.
Bob Kelly.
Bob Kelly, yeah, that's what I was
Bob Kelly had no idea.
Dude, Regis, dude, what are you doing?